Good morning. This is the second part of your literature for today. We read chapter 41 and now 42 is what we're going to go through together for Black Beauty. So we read the chapter about the butcher's son, and today we're going to see, for this second part, the election is the name of the chapter. So this story is set in England, and specifically we're in London right now. That's where Jerry lives. They had some local elections, and that's the setting of the story for today. So if you've got your book, you can follow along. And here is chapter 42 of Black Beauty. As we came into the yard one afternoon, Polly came out. "Jerry, I've had Mr. B here asking about your vote, and he wants to hire your cab for the election. He will call for an answer." "Well, Polly, you may say that my cab will be otherwise engaged. I should not like to have it pasted over with their great bills, and as to making Jack and Captain race about to the public houses to bring up half-drunken voters, why, I think 'twould be an insult to the horses. No, I shan't do it." So he is being asked to have things all over his cab. This would be, the equivalent would be people who have signs up in their yard for a specific, the person running for president or someone for the judge or city council or governor. They've got all sorts of signs like that sometimes people will put in front of their house or on their car. And that's kind of what he's saying he does not like. He does not want to have somebody's name and picture and everything posted on his car saying that he is for this person. Now Polly asks, "I suppose you'll vote for the gentleman. He said he was of your politics." So they don't have Republican and Democratic people in this time in England. However, it's basically like her saying, "Well, aren't you going to vote for him? He is Republican or Democrat just like you. So aren't you going to vote for him?" And Jerry's response is, "Well, so he is in some things, but I shall not vote for him, Polly." So even though he's the same political party as this person, he's not going to vote for the person. "You know what his trade is? Like his job?" "Yes." "Well, a man who gets rich by that trade may be all very well in some ways, but he is blind as to what working men want. I could not, in my conscience, send him up to make the laws." So he has a problem with this man in his job. He doesn't think that this person actually understands the working men, people who are running these cabs. "I dare say they'll be angry, but every man must do what he thinks to be the best for his country." So he's saying, even if other people are upset about it, he's going to do what he believes to be the right thing to do. He's going to vote according to his conscience. And every person has that right to vote for who they would like to vote for. On the morning before the election, Jerry was putting me into the shafts when Dolly came into the yard sobbing and crying with her little blue frock and white pinafore spattered all over with mud. "Why, Dolly, what's the matter?" "Those naughty boys," she sobbed. "They have thrown dirt all over me, and they called me a little raga." "They called her a little blue ragamuffin, Father," said Harry, who ran in looking very angry. So they're making fun of her for the political party that her dad probably has, but also ragamuffin means she was in kind of ragged clothes. She was poor. So they're throwing dirt on her and making fun of her, calling her a ragamuffin. Harry says, "But I have given it to them. They won't insult my sister again. I have given them a thrashing they will remember. A set of cowardly, rascally, orange blackguards." So those must be the two political colors, blue and orange. Jerry kissed the child, little Dolly, and said, "Run into Mother, my pet, and tell her I think you had better stay at home today and help her." Then, turning gravely or seriously to Harry, "My boy, I hope you will always defend your sister and give anybody who insults her a good thrashing." That is as it should be. So he's saying, yes, defend her. If somebody is picking on her, bullying her, then you need to stand up for her. But, he says, but mind, I won't have any election blackguarding on my premises, which means he should not get mad at someone just because of a different political opinion. There are as many blue blackguards as there are orange, and as many white as there are purple or any other color, and I won't have any of my family mixed up with it. Basically, all this is saying is that he should not, he should defend his sister for them making fun of her, throwing mud on her, calling her a ragamuffin, which means she's poor and dirty. But he shouldn't bring politics into it, because if a person wants to vote for who they want to vote for, that's their business. It's up to them and their conscience to vote for that person. That shouldn't affect him in the way that he treats them. Even women and children are ready to quarrel for the sake of a color, and not 1 in 10 even knows what it is about. Why, Father, I thought blue was for liberty. My boy, liberty does not come from colors. They only show party. And all the liberty you can get out of them is liberty to get drunk at other people's expense, liberty to ride to the poll in a dirty old cab, liberty to abuse anyone that does not wear your color, and to shout yourself hoarse at what you only half understand. That's your liberty. So he's saying there are people who are going to be terrible on all different political sides. Don't start to make fun of someone or be mean to them just because they think something a little different than you. There can be people who stand for freedom on all sides. Oh, Father, you're laughing. No, Harry, I'm serious, he says, and I'm ashamed to see how men go on who ought to know better. An election is a very serious thing, at least it ought to be, and every man ought to vote according to his conscience, and let his neighbor do the same. That is a really good quote. And what we need to hear right now, because I know we've talked a little about the election, and everyone has different opinions, and parents have different opinions. That's good for there to be different opinions on all different sides. And that's what Jerry is saying here too. Not everybody has to believe the same thing. We can have different opinions. We can't tear somebody else down for thinking something different than us. A vote is something that should be each person's individual decision. And it doesn't need to be something where you tear down another person for the way that they are and what they believe in. So this is a really timely chapter going along with what we've been talking about with the election. So hope that you have a wonderful rest of your day. There's some questions about this on Bright Thinker, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.